Good morning. Good morning. Is this on? Good morning, everyone. Well, welcome to Newark, where the hospitality is Southern, but the mayor speaks spoken word and can get us excited for the morning. So thank you for that, Mayor. I am Regina A. Hairston, President and CEO of the African American Chamber of Commerce for Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. I am excited to be before you this morning. I thank the mayor for his hospitality. I thank his staff for helping to make this a wonderful event. And about the event, the City of Newark, African American Chamber of Commerce for Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware, and the African American Chamber of Commerce for New Jersey, and Newark and Invest in Newark, invited you all here today to learn about the opportunities to grow your business here in Newark and to thrive. We have a wonderful panel of speakers today that will give you firsthand knowledge on why Newark is a bustling city, why Newark is the place to bring your business. When we think about the African American Chamber of New Jersey, and when we think about the African American Chamber for Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware, we service over 200,000 members together. And oftentimes when you think about a Black chamber, we talk about breaking down the barriers. And other chambers, we think about bringing jobs to the city, growing the economy. Well, that's what Black chambers do as well. We are here to ensure that our Black businesses and our diverse businesses are the fabric of Newark and its growth as well. And that's why they've tagged it as Newark Forward. It's not just for the folks coming into Newark, but it's the folks that have raised their families here. It's the folks that have planted their flags here for the last 30 years and made this a great city. So if you're here in Newark already, welcome. We want you to grow your businesses here in Newark. We want you to stay in Newark. And if you're coming from other places, we're excited to have you to participate in driving the economy of Newark. I want to give a shout out to the African American Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors and my team for traveling here with me today. If you can raise your hands, stand up. Thank you. I would like to recognize any dignitaries that we have in the audience. I know there are some council people joining us today. If you can just stand up and be recognized. Thank you for supporting and joining us. And now I bring to you the Chief Executive Officer for Newark, New Jersey. We had the pleasure to meet him back in Philadelphia maybe 3 months ago when we hosted the National Convening of Black Mayors. The purpose of that event was to increase Black business density. We know that Black businesses provide innovative goods and services, they provide jobs, and they anchor communities. We were so impressed with Mayor Baraka and the things that were happening here in Newark. And he invited us to come to bring our businesses with us, which many are in the room. So thank you for traveling today to be here with us, to talk about the opportunities. Yes, there are barriers that we continue to break down, but there are a lot of opportunities to grow your business right here in Newark. So without further ado, the Honorable Raz J. Baraka.
Good morning, good morning. We're supposed to have fun. It's not a funeral, you know. It's an opportunity for us to grow and develop. I just want to first thank the president of this university, Dr. Lynn. I think he's in here. So he's going to get the opportunity to talk today. So allowing us to be in this space, which used to be a gym, by the way, of Central High School, where I was the principal. And they converted this into an incredible, incredible space. I see Nancy Cantor over there, the Chancellor of Rutgers in Newark as well. So both of our universities are present here, which is a great thing. And, you know, didn't expect all of them to be here, but I love it. You know, my council president is here, LaMonica McGyver, here in Newark. I saw Councilman at Large in the back, Larry Crump, how you doing? And a host of other folks that are with us as well. Deputy Mayor Economic Development is here, Allison Ladd for Newark. So some of the questions and issues, you may have to talk to her. I know that Marcus Randolph will be here soon, who's the director of our Invest Newark, who Regina mentioned earlier. I want to thank Regina and the African American Chamber of Delaware, New Jersey, Pennsylvania for deciding to be here in the city of Newark and bringing the businesses with you as well. And of course, the great work we do with the chamber here in New Jersey already. John Harmon, who's my partner here in the state of New Jersey, we fighting all up and down the state. So we appreciate, their presence as well. This is just really an opportunity for us to do a few things. One, network, because we always have to do that. Two, to be able to put our flags down and say we want to choose Newark. We want to choose New Jersey. There's a lot of talk about choosing New Jersey, but I'm a little biased. I tell people to choose Newark. So we would love for you to choose Newark and bring your business and opportunity here. Newark is really a regional economy. It's not really, people try to focus us in this one space and pigeonhole us into this kind of characteristic that they've developed for us. But Newark has a regional economy. We have the second largest seaport in the nation in Newark. Arguably, in a couple of years, maybe the first. Some people say it's the first now, next to Los Angeles port. So we getting billions of dollars of goods and services coming through our city. So we have great sea, we have great air with Newark Airport, International Airport. Our roads are incredible, back and forth through New York and this tri-state area, this region. So we have an opportunity here in Newark to put you in the largest media market in the world as well. So we have great universities, as you can see, in this community. So we're not starving for talent. In fact, that was one of the reasons we were at the top of the Amazon list because of those basic things, because rail, sea, air, but also because of the great talent that we have, our location, our proximity to the largest media market in the world, and the great hospitality that we have here in the city of Newark. And one thing that I think black chambers understand, and I think you folks understand, that a lot of people don't understand, is that these next generations and young people that are coming up, they're tired of the old way. They don't have the same prejudices that existed 30, 40, 50 years ago. They want to live in new communities. They want to live in diverse communities. They don't want to live in communities that are route with a bunch of Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and all these. They want diversity. They want to go to the Greek restaurant, the Italian restaurant. They want to dance to Afro beats. They want a soul food spot. They want all of these things and these amenities in our community. They want that. And the communities that have this look like ours. And the chambers that are pushing this are the chambers that look like us, because we understand that when we are included, the economy does better. And folks who don't understand that are always fighting with ideas to try to figure out how to make the economy grow. And only if they realize if they included us, the economy would grow automatically. That they're always saying there's not enough people to hire, or there's a shortage of employees for jobs because they cut us completely out of it. And if they put all of these folks in it, then there wouldn't be a shortage for jobs, just a shortage for training. And then there's organizations that can train these people to take the jobs that are available. And if we just did that, then our economy would never be in question. And so thank you for coming out here today, being a part of what came about because of a small conversation that turned into a big event, and I appreciate that. Appreciate Regina's commitment to making this happen, her stick-to-itness, and Shoshana and my team for making this a reality for us today. So you guys enjoy, get some great information, network, and hope to see your business somewhere in Newark very soon. We have great incentive packages, and I'm sure other people will talk about that as well. So God bless. Thank you.
Good morning. So welcome to NJIT. So it is my pleasure to join our distinguished Mayor Baraka in welcoming you to Newark Forward. And I'm really happy to have you here on the NJIT campus today. He's running at 10,000 miles per hour. I'm trying to keep up here. Mayor, thank you. So first of all, I do want to acknowledge our dignitary, just like Mayor did, council persons who are here, and also Mayor, your staff who are here today, businesses, CEO, president. Thank you for coming to this campus. It is exciting to see so many prospective businesses interested in locating and doing business here in Newark. So I do want to thank, again, the City of Newark, the African American Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware, Invest Newark, and obviously our Office of Government and Community Relations at NJIT that collaborated with all of you to bring this Newark Forward discussion on campus. It's always great for me to showcase this campus. So if you have time, feel free to roam around, walk around and see the incredible things that are going on this campus. I do also want to acknowledge my partner in crime, Chancellor Nancy Cantor. Thank you. When I first arrived here, she was one of the most welcoming person in Newark and to accept me and roll out the red carpet. I call it the padded red carpet, Nancy. Thank you. So many important organizations are here to gain insights and to show prospective businesses how Newark is becoming one of the top destinations for businesses to relocate and to grow. Selfishly speaking, I would say that NJIT is part of the University Heights section of Newark. Obviously, in partnership with Rutgers Newark here, a growing college town. People think of Ann Arbor, Michigan is a college town. I said Newark, New Jersey is a better college town. And you'll see why. And we are one of the many reasons businesses, as Mayor has mentioned, should locate into Newark. Both Rutgers Newark and NJIT were number one producer of workforce in this region. So for NJIT, we're actually the greatest producer of technological talent and knowledge in New Jersey. Technological talent and knowledge in New Jersey. So listen to this, some of the things that I need to brag about at NJIT. When you give a president a podium, you have to listen to this. And we educate 1/3 of our state engineers and scientists. 1/3 of the engineers and scientists that work in New Jersey come from NJIT. We're a top 20 university nationally for producing African American and Hispanic engineers. 62% of all engineering degrees awarded to African American and Hispanic students in the state of New Jersey by New Jersey Public Institution is awarded by NJIT. Okay, we're an R1 research university. People always think that you cannot be a diverse institution, be an institution of social mobility and doing research. We have proven that wrong. We're an R1 research university. We're top 140 or so research university in the country. We're amongst Princeton, Harvard, Yale, and Rutgers too, of course. And it's by the Carnegie classification, which means that we are a very prolific research university. I always believe that research has to be an integral part of education. I tell professor that if you're a good researcher, you're automatically a good teacher. And among the R1 research university in this state, only 3 have that designation. It's Princeton, Rutgers, and NJIT. So we're in good company here. We're also a catalyst for innovation, and we drive more than $2.8 billion annually in economic activity, partnering with businesses through our New Jersey Innovation Institute. NJII is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that connects businesses to NJIT asset, which are the faculty and the students and our intellectual capacity. NJII was also established as an economic driver in the state of New Jersey. So under NJII, we have something called Venture Link. It's a business incubator. It's the largest business incubator in the city of Newark. And we have a makerspace that is part of NJIT. You can almost build anything here on this campus if you have the time and the resources, because we have the machines to do that. So in fact, our makerspace is one of the largest in the United States that's housed in an academic institution. Incredibly great asset. So if you're interested in building, fabricating anything at all, please come and see us. The makerspace is available for you to use. I do also wanted to shout out the latest Wall Street Journal ranking. I'm very proud of that because it blew my mind too. I didn't expect that to be the case. Wall Street Journal ranked NJIT number 19 in the country nationally among private and public institutions, number 2 public institution after Florida. And so this is where I'm talking about Ann Arbor. My good friend Santa Ono, President Santa Ono, is the president of University of Michigan. And when the Wall Street Journal ranking came out, he said that University of Michigan, great, number 3 public institution in the country. I sent Santa a private message saying, who's number 2? So he texted back saying that congratulations. I won't take too much of your time. Thank you. So one final word. I love speaking to businesses. NJIT, in its grain, in its history, has always been very business centric. We love working with you. We produce your workforce, collaborate with you, do project programs. So, anything that you need, we're here to help you. Because I think anything that's good for Newark is good for NJIT and Rutgers Newark as well. So we're in the same boat. A rising tide rises all boats, right? And finally, let me just do a pitch, okay? Our slogan is that NJIT makes. We make things, especially innovation, opportunity, and leaders. Talent is everywhere. You all know that. It doesn't matter your color of your skin or where you come from demographically, but opportunity is not. Together with Rutgers Newark and NJIT, we are here to produce the opportunity for all talented individuals out there. Well, thank you. Hopefully you'll have a great meeting today. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, President Lin. I think we can sort of sum up that the case has been made that Newark is the city to be in. And with that, I invite our first panelists up, or our first panel. We have our moderator, Allison Ladd, the Deputy Mayor and Director of Economic and Housing Development for the City of Newark. And the session is called Why Newark? Come on up. Do we have the other panelists? So just a few housekeeping rules, and I see that President Harmon has come in the building. Just a couple of housekeeping rules. So we will have the panelists speak for about 45 minutes, and then we'll take questions after.
Well, good morning. I don't know about you, but I was pretty excited about that video. When it first opened up, I'm always excited about that. But it also means that I'm excited to be here with these panelists because one of them was part of the production team to make sure that video came to fruition. So I'm really excited to be here this morning to moderate this panel about why Newark. I'm Allison Ladd. I do serve as the Deputy Mayor for Economic and Housing Development for Mayor Baraka here in the city of Newark, and it's absolutely my pleasure to be here today. We're really excited to be kicking off this signature event, and we're glad you chose to be here in our city of Newark. So much is happening in our city, whether it's our population is growing, and we are now over 311,000 people here in the city, and that even happened during the pandemic, or the fact that we are a majority minority city and also international, which is a really exciting piece for us in our city as well. But in addition, we are in this economic resurgence time where we see more investment, we're seeing more development happening, and we really want it to be equitable and inclusive as something that the mayor has told us about advancing Newark forward. We must advance Newarkers forward as well. So you're going to hear from a lot of great experts who are joining me on this panel. So I'm going to introduce them. We're going to have some great fun up here, and let's get started. So first, I'd like to introduce Ricardo Salazar. Ricardo, right here to my left, is the president and CEO of the Newark Happenings, our Raider Visitor Bureau here in the city and region of the Newark. Ricardo started in 2020, and he's been continuing to move forward as we need to in our city to really highlight Newark, but highlight the region and all the work that's happening, including what you saw in the opening video that happened this morning. So love to have Ricardo have a minute to introduce himself, and then we'll proceed.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Allison Ladd. thank you all for being here today. My name is Ricardo, as Allison just pointed out, and I lead the Greater Newark Convention and Visitors Bureau, better known as Newark Happening. And our job every day is to basically highlight this great city of Newark. This city, to me, has a special meaning since I was a child, and holds a dear place in my heart. So when I come to work every day, it's a labor of love for me because I'm representing a city that has a lot of meaning. But not only that, it had so many great things that people sometimes overlook. You know, there's the negative perception. And I always say, and I use the boxing term because this is my background, as long as it's a winnable fight, I'm in it, right? And I think that for the last 6 years that I've been in the agency, 2020, I took over the leadership position at the CVB. We've been fighting to highlight the greatness of this city, and I am proud to be the leader of this agency because we're headed in the right direction. Newark has never been at this point in time as far as visibility, whether it's positive media coverage, whether it's new buildings being built, the event space. We have a top 5 global arena and Prudential Center. We have one of the most beautiful performing arts centers here in Newark. We have the 10th largest museum in here in Newark, the Museum of Art. It's one of the 10 largest museums in the country. We have so much to offer, and yet we have a lot of room to still grow. And I am proud to be part of this journey.
Thanks, Ricardo. Let's go to Maya Curry. So Maya is in the center, and she is the Vice President for Communications Division, Equity Inclusion for Newark Regional Business Partnership. As Vice President Curry has been throughout our region, and especially here in Newark, she really is a leader in our region, and she really helps to connect us, to create partnerships, to educate us on all that's happening, not only in Newark, but in the region. So Maya, please share more with us.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Maya. I'm the VP, as Allison said, of Communications and Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Newark Regional Business Partnership. And our VP, we're located right downtown Newark across Military Park. We are a business membership organization representing businesses in the city of Newark as well as throughout northern New Jersey and the greater region. We have over 300 companies that are members of our organization, and we serve as a connector for those companies to resources, companies and individuals that can help them reach their business goals. For our organization, Newark is very important. Our history goes back to the late 1800s as the Newark Board of Trade. And our mission and our tagline is really to connect business for a greater Newark. And so in everything we do, we're looking at ways to highlight the city and look for ways to be as much of a supportive partner to the city as we can be.
Oh, thanks. And we're so glad you're here, Maya, with us today. Closing out the panel, we have Ari Fox, who is the Senior Director of Economic Development at Audible. Many of you know that Audible relocated here to the city of Newark in 2007 and has called Newark home since then. Also, Audible then even doubled down by creating the Global Center for Urban Development, led by Aisha Glover, someone we all know here in Newark. And really has continued to expand the company's community and economic initiatives while launching new ones worldwide. So, Ari, we'd love to hear from you.
Thanks. Can you guys hear me? Yes? Okay, good. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. And thanks to the City of Invest Newark and African American Chamber of Commerce for having us here. As Deputy Mayor said, I lead economic development programs for Audible's Global Center for Urban Development. I've been working in Newark for the past little over 10 years, and I spent, as leading economic development programs, I spend a significant majority of my time selling Newark, trying to attract businesses, particularly tech startups and retailers, into Newark, into Audible's neighborhood. I work hard to support businesses in Newark already, to help them expand, help them grow and stay, through a variety of Audible's programs, through funding vehicles, through connections. There are a lot of resources within this city, I actually, it's funny, you mentioned the video is amazing. I use the video all the time in all of my pitches. It's such a great video, and it really shows the differentiation of Newark and what it offers. And when I talk about all of the good things about Newark to founders and business owners, like their eyes just kind of light up, because they just don't realize what Newark has to offer and what are all the available resources to draw on should they move to even just New Jersey, but then Newark specifically. So I'm looking forward to talking with you all about those resources.
Oh, thanks, Ari, and see collaboration happening real time here, working. Let's go to some questions for our panelists. So let's start off with you, Ricardo, and what's going on at Newark Happenings. Can you talk a little bit about Newark Happenings' role in how Newark is a business ecosystem? So tell us more about your role.
So our role as the CVP is to highlight the city as a thriving destination. So we're the sole agency that travels abroad. Yeah.
Try again.
Is it working? Hello?
Okay.
So we're the sole agency that travels abroad to promote the city of Newark, everything that it has to offer. Yeah, that's better. So there's two things. So one, we're the official destination marketing agency for the city of Newark. So obviously, when it comes to marketing campaigns and showing the general public the great things that the city of Newark has to offer, is us to put the efforts together, whether it's advertising and marketing campaigns through television, radio, digital, and the whole gambit. The other part is that we are the sole agency that travels abroad to promote Newark as a meetings and conventions destination. And our job, once we get those people to come here, we want to give them every reason to spend and leave their economic footprint here, spend their dollars in the city of Newark. So one thing is we work with the convention planners and the logistics, choosing the venues, connecting them with businesses that are catering to their needs, and selecting their hotels where they're staying. And then on top of that, to make sure that sometimes there's an economic incentive. So we want to attract them to come here. The agency is equipped to be able to do that so that it becomes more doable. A lot of the conventions struggle sometimes economically, and we want them to come here and grow. And so we are all in when it comes to bringing businesses here. And that obviously helps the local economy, right? So when we bring a convention here, whether it's a sporting event or it's a convention, or whether it's a concert that we help bring here, like for example, the VMAs that came for the second year in a row here, we make sure that we are on top of all their needs, so we connect the dots. I believe that the VMAs came here, and Megan, who's here from our team, I think it was over 2,000 room nights. And that says a lot for a city that doesn't have full-service hotels in the downtown area, which is one of the gaps that we have, not the fact that we don't have full-service hotels within downtown. Obviously, we do have them at the airport. We're greatly represented by the airport area, except the downtown. But it is our job to drive the hotel business, to make them stay here, to spend their money here, and also extend their stays, right? So they get the full experience once they're here.
That's great. So let's go to Director Fox. So let's talk about Audible. So you guys have been here for some time. You've seen a lot of happening that's been going on here in our city. Can you talk a little bit about the importance of a business partnership with the city? I know there's a lot of things that we do together, from Newark Working Kitchens to finding ways to activate like our various vacant spaces. So talk more about a partnership that Audible has with the city, but also with maybe other partners that you work with.
Sure. I mean, one of the fun and exciting things about what I do and working in Newark is the partnership and the camaraderie and the community that exists within the city, because we're all moving towards the same thing. And particularly under the leadership of Mayor Baraka and you, Deputy Mayor, we're able to do really innovative things to bring in businesses and help these businesses grow. So Audible can't do what it does well without partnerships like the city. A good example of that partnership and working together is developing the new retail activation grant, which is something that will be talked about later. There's a lot of similarities between that grant and our program that I'll talk about. And there's some overlap in the geographic area that it covers. So there's a lot of ability to accelerate the impact of those programs. And then we work closely with all other stakeholders within the community: Newark Alliance, NRBP, Invest Newark, NJEDA, Choose New Jersey. The list goes on and on. The universities are really important partners within what we do. As an example, with all the tech startups that we're bringing into the city, they all need talent. And a big attractor of coming to Newark is the access to the talent pipeline that's coming out of the institutions like NJIT, like Rutgers Newark, and the surrounding area. So these are just incredible partnerships that help propel what we're all trying to do.
That's great. And those that might be new to Newark, but we're glad you're here, or even if you already know about everything that's happening here, Ari did a great job of telling you every organization you should be connected to. So hopefully you wrote it down. If not, I know he'll stay and he can run through that again. But it does really amplify the need for partnerships, relationships, and the ability to collaborate to get things accomplished, no matter where you are, whether you're here in Newark, which you should stay, or anywhere else. So let's go to Maya. So Maya, NRBP has been a regional leader for many years and decades. So can you tell us a little bit about your role as it relates to the city's growth and what's important when considering doing business here in the city of Newark?
Sure, yeah. So as I mentioned, NRBP, we're a business membership organization. And our motto and our mission is connecting business for Greater Newark. So for us, seeing the city flourish, seeing all of these great opportunities happen here is really a realization of what our organization has been working on for years, internally with the work that we do with our members, but also collaboratively with the work that we do with the city and all of the partners, and then some that Ari mentioned. So for us, having the opportunity to work with businesses who are new to the city especially is a great opportunity to facilitate introductions and help people make connections that'll be helpful to them as they grow their business and get acclimated here. Oftentimes when businesses are new to the city, they'll get directed to us, whether it's by Invest Newark or GNEC or Choose New Jersey or the SBDC or some other organization that they might be working with, and they'll tell them, you really need to connect with NRBP. They can help you get the lay of the land, and we take that role very seriously. I personally take it very seriously as someone who's from here. I see it as a great opportunity to introduce them to the business community, but also all of the great things that the city has to offer outside of business, just in terms of arts and culture and education and nonprofits and all of the things that make us a great destination. I would say an important thing to know, as you're considering to do business here is just to really, be open and to come in ready and willing to be a partner and to be in partnership with others. None of the work that is happening here that any of us are able to do happens in a silo. We're all doing great things individually, but it's all super, super interconnected. We're seeing some great things happening with real estate, and that's interconnected to what's happening with transportation, and that's interconnected with what's happening to the arts, which is, because that brings people here, and that's all interconnected with a lot of the work that's happening around small business development generation in the city of Newark. So really partnerships, just to piggyback on what we've all been saying is very critical.
That's great. Now, all right, everybody, you ready? We're going to go a layer deeper. A little more detail, a little bit more, tactical here. So let's start with you, Ricardo, President Salazar. All right, let's go. We're going to ask you this question. What do you think in Newark is a prime location for businesses to locate, and how can Newark happenings assist Newark business owners? Now, I know you have no favorites, but what would you tell us?
When you mean location, you mean geographical location in the city? So, and I'm going to say something that I mentioned to you in the past. The city has a top 5 global arena, right? Prudential Center is a top 5 global arena. And yet, this has been accomplished without, as I said before, the lack of full-service hotels. We have a thriving downtown that is growing. We have a beautiful Mulberry Commons that was just recently built. It's a beautiful building. That's where the Newark Winter Village now comes every Christmas, every holiday. there's so many things that are being built, so many beautiful things. The Lincoln Park project is coming up soon. The downtown area is thriving and it's moving ever forward, right? So we're is that for me? Oh, my phone, yes. Did you find my phone? So when it comes to location, obviously we have a beautiful city. We have the South Ward that is now going to be home to a Lionsgate studio. That's great. But when people ask me, what would you like to see in this great city, and especially leading the tourism efforts for Newark? Number one, full service hotels. And this city it's perfectly positioned to have a convention center. You know, you have a shore town in New Jersey, the Wildwoods, that has a convention center. You have Wilmington, Delaware, smaller towns than Newark that have convention centers. Newark is a major, the location of this city cannot be any greater to not be able to have a convention center that caters to the small to mid-sized conventions, right? We don't want to fight the people out across the river at the Jacob Javits. That's large conventions. We can have a small a convention center that caters to the small to mid-sized conventions, and basically you have Newark Liberty International within a short drive distance, and then you have downtown. So we bring people in and give them every reason not to leave, not to go and experience anywhere else, but to enjoy and experience what the great city of Newark has to offer.
Well, there you have it. We're going to have a convention center coming. I can hear it from President Salazar. Let's go. I know we have a few more minutes left, but I'd love to have Ari talk about the incentives that that Audible is offering to help activate around Tubman Square. I mean, we're really excited about Tubman Square and all the support that Audible has given to that work. That's really important to us. But please tell us about how you're going to help activate some of those vacant spaces.
Sure. So you may have to cut me off because there's a lot to talk about.
Okay. I'm just kidding.
So first I want to zoom out for 1 second and actually talk about, for retailers specifically, like again, as I mentioned before, there's lots of opportunities for funding, right? Retailers, as you're coming in to expand your business or start a new business, like you're thinking about, how do I afford my space, fitting out my space? How do I find talent? How do I grow my business? How do I is there foot traffic to support my business? So, NJEDA, sort of starting at the top, zooming out to New Jersey, right, has incentive programs for businesses to take over ground floor leases with the small business lease grant. There's the small business improvement grant. Like, those are just two of a number of different incentive programs to draw on. You have Invest Newark has a number of different products outside of the retail activation grant, which I'm sure we'll talk about later. I'm going to avoid talking about that now.
Yes.
And there's others. There's other programs as well. So Audible has a couple of things that my team leads. One, our biggest sort of flagship program is our business attraction program, which provides for both tech startups and retail businesses looking to take up space in Audible's neighborhood. So there's a particular geographic focus. There is an overlap with the other program, as I mentioned, up to $250,000 over 2 years. It's non-dilutive grants, and that's meant to help you cover your cost of lease, your fit out, your furnishing of your space. The amount that we provide is tied to a number of different sort of, criteria, including like how much foot traffic you're going to be bringing, jobs you're going to be creating, the type of business you are. And we're really looking for a couple things. We're looking for retail businesses that have founders of color, female founders. We're looking for businesses that are not just going to come in and have space, but that they're actually going to activate the space. They're going to contribute to the local community. They're going to draw in traffic from both within Newark as well as outside Newark, because that's a critical part of what we're trying to do. In addition, there's a bunch of other incentives for this program, including live local benefits for full-time employees. And critically important, Audible is providing mentorship and support to these businesses. So we have over 1,500 employees within Newark, 2,000 globally, all who have functional expertise in a variety of things: marketing, technology, product analytics. All of these things could be harnessed through our volunteer system to support your business, right? To help you solve challenges. So we will be working very hard to make sure you succeed. And then we also have a lot of work around neighborhood activations, right? We partner closely with local businesses in our area to bring them out to the Harriet Tubman Square for events, activating vacant spaces for other events. Next week, we're working hard. It's Newark Tech Week, just a little pitch. Please come to these events. It's a good example of how the city is coming together to support our tech ecosystem and local businesses. And then we have Newark Working Kitchens, and Newark Working Kitchens delivers. So if you're a restaurant, you can take advantage of this program where we help facilitate ordering through corporations locally. That continues to evolve. As what Audible does for our restaurants is for every order that an employee orders within Audible, we match it with another donation through these restaurants to help combat food insecurity in Newark. So there's big revenue opportunities for those businesses. So I'm going to stop there.
Well, thanks, Ari. Again, wealth of knowledge. I think he's going to have to stay all day, so we can get that.
I'll be at a table outside, so if you want to talk to me, feel free.
So we can get that information. But I think it really does show the partnership of having a private sector company in our city who is really here to help grow our economy as well, and also support all of the social efforts that we're trying to do here in the city. So as we close out, I want to give Maya, you get to have the last word. So, why don't you just close us out and tell us why Newark?
That's why not Newark?
There you have it. Why not Newark? Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Wait a minute, we have time for question and answer. So if
sorry.
the audience has a question, we'll take it from the audience. And I see someone's hand up. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can't see everybody over there. My name is Premise Martin, and our family does house property here in Newark. We did have a business here for 30-something years. We moved to South Plainfield, but we're thinking about bringing it back.
Come back.
Come back. Well, the property that we still own, we used to house a few events with Mayor, Axiom Studios. My question I guess is for everybody. There are two businesses. So my business, it's called Pettylicious. So for the men, you may not get it. For the women, you get it. I am the inventor of the award-winning pedicure sandal you wear before, during, and after a pedicure treatment. I hold 6 patents. However, colleges, the students, you guys, they need nails done. They can't afford it. So my goal is to try to establish a nail salon within the university area with a price point where the students can come and I can assist them with their daily manicure and pedicure, so they don't always have to wait a whole 2 months to go home. That's one. How do I go about obtaining the opportunity with college for that? With my other family business, how do you get into, we do plastics for trash bags, restaurants, things of that nature, hotels, anything you need, we can do it, printing. How do we obtain an opportunity with hotels, as you guys are speaking of bringing, or the convention center, and or currently Prudential? How would I go about obtaining a contract with those opportunities?
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you
and
for
the
your
universities. I'm sorry, I forgot to say that.
Thank you for your questions. And yes, come back to Newark. So, okay, everybody, we got about 30 seconds each. So, go ahead.
That first question was more appropriate for you, and then I can answer. Well, I can answer the second part.
So I can't speak to, so I think the Pettylicious thing sounds awesome. I'd actually love to learn more about that. I can't quite speak to how you would get into the universities, though certainly our organization can help to facilitate those introductions for you. With the plastics manufacturing, a lot of organizations, so they have RFPs if they're trying to secure new vendors, and oftentimes we'll get information about those those opportunities, and we'll share that out with our members. And so certainly, if we were working with you, you would get those kind of mass communications that all of our members get that have that information. And then what we do on a one-to-one basis with all of our members is really try to hone in on what are their specific strategic short-term and long-term goals that they're working on. So as we know that you're working on different things or interested in certain specific opportunities, we will specifically target that information to your attention and make sure that you're aware of it. I would definitely suggest connecting with the New Jersey Manufacturers Extension Program, as they might be a really great resource for you since you're in the manufacturer space. And
Well, that sounds great. Before we go to Ricardo, the table over here has wonderful people with the universities. One is the Chancellor of Rutgers. The other one is a senior leader at NJIT, and also the president of NJIT just walked back in. So we are definitely in the right space to talk to the universities.
Always be selling.
yeah.
But
So on our end, we are, so we usually assist those in the hospitality and services industry. So I believe that falls within that. We can certainly make the connections. I'll give you an example of a company that came not too long ago. And their expertise is basically in providing transportation of people, cast people, and technical equipment for the filming industry. So we connected them with the right organizations, right? And so as most of you know, the filming industry came to a halt because of the strike. So what we did, we connected them with events, the arenas, right? So because as they're bringing events, obviously they can, the vehicles are there to transport people as well, right? So we connected them. So we do that. We connect the dots when it's appropriate. So if there's an opportunity for us to connect you with the venues, and even conventions, sometimes they want to have certain services, and we're happy to make that connection.
that's great. So we're closing out. Thank you so much. A special shout out to Gerard Crowder, Assistant Director of Economic and Housing Development. He's been a big part of the team, so can't do this without him. But also really thanks to everybody who's organized it.